everyone. How are you? Welcome today's discussion on a very important and relevant topic, understanding emotional intelligence, what it is and why it matters on social media platforms. In today's digital world, social media is not just about sharing content, it's about communication, connections, and influence. The way we respond, react, and interact online says a lot about our emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, often called EQ, plays a crucial role in how we manage our emotions, understand others, and build healthy relationships, especially in an online environment where misunderstandings can easily happen. Today, we will explore what emotional intelligence really is, why it matters so much on social media, and how we can use it to create more positive, respectful, and meaningful interactions online. Let's begin our today's discussion. Uh, you stay tuned with us. Now we will start our discussion. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey,
Hello.
what's just
Are
trying
you
out a new greeting.
are you listening to me?
A little retro. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Sorry that what shaking thing kind of flopped, didn't it? Got a little ahead of myself. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm doing all
My,
right.
my first question. My first question is, what is emotional intelligence in simple terms?
Okay, good starting point. In simple terms, it's kind of just being able to understand your own feelings and other people's, and use that info to navigate stuff. Like knowing why you're feeling frustrated and then not, totally losing it on someone. Does that land?
Okay. My next question is, why is emotional intelligence important in everyday life?
Hmm, that's a good one. I think at its core, it's about getting along with people, right? But um, it goes deeper than just being polite. It impacts everything from how well you do at work to how satisfying your relationships are. Um, it's about recognizing when someone's having a rough day, even if they don't say it, and adjusting how you interact with them. It affects how you handle stress, make decisions, pretty much everything. Actually, does that resonate?
Okay. My next question is, how does emotional intelligence affect our behavior and social media?
Oof, social media. That's a tricky one. I think it can both amplify and really mess with emotional intelligence. Um, like it's easy to misinterpret tone online, which can lead to misunderstandings, and it takes a lot of self awareness to not get caught up in comparing yourself to others or seeking validation through likes and comments. On the flip side, if you're emotionally intelligent, you can use social media more intentionally to connect with people authentically, to build community instead of just doom scrolling and feeling bad. It's a balancing act for sure. What do you think?
Right. Okay. And how can low emotional intelligence create problems online?
Ah, you caught that little hiccup there. Yeah. Thanks for that. Okay, so low emotional intelligence online, it's a breeding ground for problems. People might be quicker to jump to conclusions, react defensively, or engage in cyberbullying. It's easier to say things you wouldn't say face to face when there's a screen in between you and another person. And without a lot of self awareness, those things can be really hurtful. Also makes you more vulnerable to manipulation, maybe falling for scams or getting caught up in online drama. It's like the lack of social cues online demands even more emotional regulation. And if you're lacking in that area, things can quickly go south.
Right. What are the key
Glad I can help.
components? What are the key
All right.
components of emotional intelligence?
Right, key components. Okay, so most experts break it down into five things: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Self-awareness is knowing your own emotions. Self-regulation is managing them. Motivation is using them to achieve goals. Empathy is understanding other people's emotions. And social skills are using all of that to navigate relationships. Think of it like building blocks. You need to be aware of your own stuff before you can really understand anyone else. Make sense?
Okay, right. My next question is, why do people react more aggressively on social media compared to real life?
It's a really interesting question. Um, I think there's a few things at play. One is anonymity. It's easier to be bold when you're hiding behind a screen name. Also, the lack of immediate feedback. In real life, you can see someone's reaction to what you said, which can make you think twice. Online, there's a delay, which can make it easier to say something you regret. Plus, the whole online environment can feel less real. Like the consequences aren't as significant. It's kind of like road rage. People do things in cars they never do on foot. Does that make sense?
Okay, right. My next question is, how can we control our emotions before posting or commenting online?
Absolutely. It takes practice, but yeah, you totally can. It's about building that little pause between feeling something and reacting. A lot of it comes down to self awareness, recognizing when you're getting triggered, then consciously taking a breath, maybe writing a draft of your post and walking away from it for a few minutes before hitting sends. Basically, engaging you some self regulation skills. It's about choosing your response instead of just reacting. You know, it's not always easy, but it's possible.
Oh, okay, right. My next question is, what role does empathy play in social media interactions?
Okay, empathy, huge role. It's almost like the missing ingredient in a lot of online interactions. If you can genuinely try to see things from the other person's perspective, it changes everything. You're less likely to jump to conclusions, more likely to respond with kindness, and better able to de-escalate conflict. It's about remembering that there's a real human being on the other side of that screen with their own feelings and experiences. It's easy to forget that when you're just reading words on a page. It helps you like not be a jerk, basically. Does that sound too blunt?
How can emotional intelligence help in handling online criticism?
Ooh, good one. Online criticism stings, right? Emotional intelligence is a lifesaver there. First, self-awareness helps you separate constructive criticism from just plain negativity. Then, self-regulation keeps you from reacting impulsively. You can step back, assess the situation calmly, and decide if the criticism is valid or if it's just noise. Empathy can even help you understand where the critic is coming from, even if you don't agree with them. It's about not taking
Okay.
things personally and focusing on what you can learn. Basically, it turns potential hurt into a growth opportunity. Make sense?
What are some signs of emotional intelligence behavior on social media?
Hmm. All right. Okay, good question. Um, you see it, yeah, you see it in a few ways, I think. People who are emotionally intelligent on social media tend to be thoughtful in their responses and not just knee jerk reactions. They're good at acknowledging other people's perspectives, even if they disagree. They avoid getting into flame wars. They're mindful of the impact their words might have. And they're good at setting boundaries, knowing when to disengage from a toxic conversation. They also seem to genuinely celebrate other people's successes instead of getting jealous or competitive. It's subtle, but it's noticeable, you know?
Okay, thank you very much for talking with us.
Oh, all right. Have a good one. It was good chatting with you, EJS.
Nice to see you. Okay, thank you everyone for being part of this meaningful discussion today. We learned that emotional intelligence is not just a personal skill; it's a powerful tool for building better relationship, especially in the digital world on social media, where words travel fast and emotions can easily be misunderstood. Having strong emotional intelligence helps us stay respectful, thoughtful, and responsible. Let's make a conscious effort to use our emotions wisely, practice empathy, and spread positivity in our online interactions. Remember, it's not just what we say online, but how we say it that truly matters. Thank you, and see you in the next session. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi